Channel. So today I will show you how to install the PySpark in Windows 11 and install this Apache Spark. So basically, if you want to install the PySpark and Apache Spark, so this is the right video. I will show you the end-to-end installation and sample code in PySpark. And for PySpark, I will use a Jupyter Notebook IDE. So let us start. So first of all, you need to go to the google.com and you need to install the two things. One is Apache Spark. Okay. So I will type Apache Spark download. Okay, so I will get the first link. So in this case, I will click on the first link and will choose the third option called Spark 3.4.1. Since during this video recording, my system is showing that Spark latest Spark version is 3.4.1. So I will download this 3.4.1. Okay, so I click on download button and on the very first link you need to click it. So it will take some time to download it. I have already downloaded. Okay, so what I will do, I will go to the download section. Okay, and I will unzip this file. All right, so I have downloaded this this Spark file. Okay, that is a Windows in Apache Spark. I have downloaded it, so I will go directly to the download section. Okay, so here I have downloaded Apache Spark 3.4.1 version. So what I will do, I will copy this file and I will go to my local drive. So in local drive, I have created one folder called Spark, and under this Spark, I have also created Spark 3 folder, and in this folder, I have copied all these files. So you will also follow the same thing. You ensure that you give your folder name called Spark and Spark 3. Okay, so I will again take you through the download section. Here you just need to change the name, that's all. Okay, and here also you change the name, that's all. So once you go to the C drive and paste all these required details. All right, so first thing you have completed first task. Second is you need to create the Hadoop folder. Okay, once you create the simple Hadoop folder and then create the bin folder in the Hadoop. Okay, and in bin folder you need to download this win utils for Windows 11. Okay, if you are using Linux, then you don't need to use this win utils. And from where you can get it, I will give you this download link in the description section. Okay, if you want to get this utils, just click utils.exe download. Okay, and you will get the first GitHub repositories. Click to the first repositories and go to any Hadoop folder. Okay, I will go to in the Hadoop folder and I will check where is winutils.exe file. So if you go down somewhere, you will find winutils.exe. So your task is just hit, click and get this downloaded. Once you download this file, it is just 100 KB file. You need to copy this file in bin folder. All right, so two tasks you have done it. You have created a Spark folder, you have copied the Spark folder and Hadoop folder. Now you need to go to the environment variable. Okay, so for environment variable in Windows 11, I will click on this square button and I will type here env. Here you will get the first options called edit system environment variable. You need to click all that and you need to create environment variables. So first is a Hadoop. Okay, so in order to create this environment variable, you need to click on new button. So once you click new button, it will pop up like this window. Okay, first one you need to give Hadoop underscore home and give the path of the Hadoop. Okay, now I will show you how you can do it. You go to this C drive where you have copied a Spark and Hadoop folder. Go to Hadoop location and copy this C drive up. Simple, and put it here, right, and hit OK. Same way you need to install you need to create another variable called spark home. Okay, click on hit new button, then it will open up this edit variable display. Here type spark home and give the spark 3 location. Make sure you should give the spark 3 location where these all folders are there. Okay, I this is my spark and spark 3, so I will copy this spark 3 location and will click here and hit ok. So your two tasks are done. Okay, now third one is you need to install your Java. Okay, first I would say download Java 8 for Windows. Type this display and hit on this Oracle website Java SE 8 archive download. So you will be redirected to this Windows of Oracle website, and here choose your Windows 64-bit. I'm using a Windows 11 64, so I download this JDK file, and it will ask you some email ID and password. So just give email ID and password and download it. Okay, once you download it, install this Java. So once you install this Java, you need to give this Java path. Now I will show you where I have installed it. You just need to hit next while installing. My Java is installing local C drive program and Java JDK 1.8.3. Okay, so I will copy this path and I will go to system and environment variables, and we will create another variable called Java home, and I will copy my Java JDK 1.8 installation directory path. So this task is done, and next thing is you need to go to this path variable. Now in this path variable you need to copy the bin folder of Hadoop and Spark. Now from where you will get, I will show you. In this C drive you have copied Spark 3 and this bin folder. Copy this bin folder and go to system variables, and here copy this Spark bin folder. Okay, same you have copied, so you need to copy the Hadoop folder. In Hadoop you have created bin folder and copy this bin path and paste it here. Done. So your system is configured with Apache Spark in Windows 11. Now your next task is you need to open up Python IDE. For your simplicity, I will do verification whether our Spark is working or not. So I will go to CMD control terminal Windows 7 Windows 11. Okay, I will type here SPARK Spark shell. Now it will take a couple of seconds. If it is taking more than 15 seconds, that means your system has successfully installed Apache Spark. So this is taking little bit time because it is highly I would say it is highly used environment for a big data technology. All right, so for example, if you are using Hadoop MapReduce, whatever the task it will take to perform some 2 to 3 hours, the Spark can do within a couple of minutes. So that is the power of Spark. So here we get the Spark windows in terminals called version 3.4.1, and so our Spark is ready in Windows 11. And for your information, this Spark is written on Scala language, which is highly scalable and functional programming. All right, so this Spark is installed. Now my next task is how we can use a PySpark. Okay, so in order to use a PySpark, what you need to do, you need to install in your installation path. So for example, I have used Anaconda Python. Okay, so I will go to Anaconda prompt, and I will type here exclamatory sign pip install PySpark. Okay, so here you can see base is shown. That means in this anaconda environment I will use PySpark. So in order to download, I will type pip install PySpark. Okay, since I have already installed a PySpark in my Anaconda environment, so it will show me that your PySpark is already installed. If you haven't installed it, it will take a couple of minutes to install. So have a patience. All right, now I open the Jupyter notebook. I have already installed, so I will not wait much. Will not wait for this completion. Now I have installed this Anaconda and I have opened up this Jupyter notebook, and we will start the PySpark session. So our first target is we will read the text file, and we will perform basic operations on this file using PySpark. Okay, so first of all I will install PySpark. So I will import PySpark, then from PySpark.sql import Spark session. Okay, then I will create a Spark session. So in order to create the Spark session, you need to give the specific variable called a Spark is equal to in bracket Spark session dot builder dot app name in bracket. You need to give the name of this app, then dot get or create. So what does it mean? It means that it is a highly scalable Python API for Apache Spark. So basically Scala Spark is written in Scala. Okay, and Scala is a functional programming language, which you can say the top of the Java programming language. And in PySpark we don't need a compiler, but in Java we need a compiler. You need to write a code and compile the code using compiler. Now what this PySpark.sql do, it automatically do the backend operations for the integration with Apache Spark. Okay, so this Spark session is very important, and you can say Spark is very lazy evaluation process. Lazy in the sense it write the steps to perform. It's steps, or in the sense instruction to perform. Unless otherwise you invoke the action, this will not act. So this is the beauty of Spark. Okay, so I will use a Spark session dot builder dot app name, and here give any random name. I will give the analyzing and vocabulary of Pride and Prejudice dot get or create. So if any Spark session is there, then it will get the same, otherwise it will create a new session. So I will give enter. It will take a couple of seconds, and our Spark session will be ready. So let us wait for the couple of seconds. So basically in PySpark, what we need to do right now, we are going to read the input data from this as our local station. Okay, so there are the 5 steps, but I will only perform only reading data. Okay, okay, now I have copied the path of sample text file from my local drive. Now I will create a one new variable called book, and I will import this 1342-0.txt file. Now let me create a one variable called book and spark.read.text. I will try to read this file through Spark. Okay, keep in mind that this file is very minimal. Only 10 KB file is there, but imagine that your data set contains 1 TB, 1 petabyte size. So this is not possible using single computer. So in this case, multi-node cluster needs to set up, and in that case this PySpark is highly useful. PySpark or Apache Spark is highly useful. Okay, now I will use a spark.read, so it will only invoke me the function. Okay, because Spark is only reading, there is no action performed, and we'll check where this directory is there. I mean, how many directories are there. So here you can see there are different classes in spark.read. Okay, we will not go through each and every one. Okay, because it is not at all our scope. We'll only use our schema. Let us see what our variable called book seems like. So our book variable shows us that there is a value and there is a data frame which contains value as a string. Okay, so let us type the schema of our variable called book. So our schema is followed by a tree root, value and string. Now let us check the data types of our variable. So our variables called book variable data type is string. Now we will try to see what is there in this book variable. So until now no actions are performed, only schema and data types you are getting it. Now we will say book dot show 10 and truncate is equal to 50. Okay, initially you can also say book dot show, but I will show you the difference. We'll first see book dot show. So it will show you the 20 rows, first 20 rows. Here you can see first 20 rows, you can see. Now this right hand side portion is being hidden and we want to expand it. So we'll say truncate is equal to 50. So it will show up to 50 characters. So here it is showing 10 rows and 50 characters because we have specifically given 10. Alright. So this is the beauty of PySpark. I hope you would like this video. If you have any query, feel free to ask. Thank you very much for watching this video.